We're also joined by Rhode Island Public Radio political analyst Scott McKay. Hello, Scott.
Good to be here.
David, tell us, you're not much of a known quantity on Rhode Island's political scene. Why are you running for Congress?
I grew up in something of a political family, not to say that we were involved in politics, but certainly aware of it. And as I've gotten older, I've noticed that the government has fundamentally changed in its kind of activities and in the way it relates to the people. And at this point in my life, I feel that I've done a certain number of things, but it's time to get involved in a really substantive way. And I'm not much for protesting. And I decided that getting into a race I'd be able to have a platform to spread kind of my idea of how government should work in relation to the people in more of a correct way. And that's why I'm in the race.
What are you doing to raise the profile of your campaign? I think it's probably safe to say that a lot of voters in the 1st District haven't heard of you. We live in the internet age. You could potentially use things like YouTube or Twitter or Facebook. What are you doing to get your message out there, and do you feel like you're reaching voters?
Most of the above. First thing I did was, after I found out that I was officially a candidate, I set up a Facebook page, and I've been updating it regularly with kind of my thoughts and opinions and rants and raves. But what I also did is I sat down and I said to myself, okay, as an independent voter, do I really want to go out, as an independent candidate, do I really want to go out and raise a lot of money and potentially be beholden to an awful lot of people out there, which is precisely the reason that I'm running as an independent, because the answer to that is no. So what I've done is I offered my abilities as a writer, and I have written articles in various places. I've been published in the Providence Journal. I've been published online a couple of times. I've written various other pieces that have gotten apparently attention. I also actually do something else. I answer all the emails that come to me from throughout the district. One of the things that I've noticed as a candidate is that people email you all the time asking you to answer this questionnaire, what your opinion is on that. And I don't have a staff. I don't have any volunteers. I sit there and I answer every single one of them. And yes, that has gotten noticed.
Before we go to Scott, what is your email address?
My personal email address, it's dvogel@vogelaw.com. I'll spell it. It's DVOGEL at VOGELAW.com.
Why do you think Congress is an entry-level job?
Why do I think Congress is an entry-level job? It's not an entry-level job. It's a very important job. To some extent, I think on the macro level. And so people keep asking me why I haven't run for state office, and because it's not quite the way I think. I mean, I think in kind of broad terms, and so Congress made much more sense to me.
No, but wouldn't it be better to get some political experience? I don't know anybody who's in Congress from our state who hasn't had a political career, hasn't served in the legislature, for instance, or served in state office.
I disagree with that analysis. You may be true. Oh, no. I don't mean the analysis of who's in Congress. I mean, what I'm saying.
Jack Reed.
You're correct, but what I'm saying is I don't see it as a prerequisite to doing a congressional job. I've been an attorney for almost 14 years. I think I have some ability to understand how laws work and how the government is supposed to function. I don't see it as inconsistent whatsoever.
David, certainly there are many people who are disgusted by the influence of money in politics, but are you consigning your campaign to be marginal by not raising money?
Well, I'll tell you what. You might be right, except that over the next since the primaries got over the last 9 days or so, my schedule has pretty much filled up with interview requests and requests for photo shoots and debate requests, which might be televised on WLNE. The League of Women Voters has invited me to their debate, I think you're going to be one of the moderators. So the question is, if I'm so marginal, why am I getting so much attention?
And to follow up on campaign finance, you take a pretty idealistic line on this. You say you're not raising money because you don't want to be beholden to your contributors. Have you taken steps to try and forward the cause of campaign finance reform in Rhode Island, perhaps supporting some of the efforts of Common Cause, which is trying to promote a clean elections model?
Well, in terms of positive steps, have I become directly involved with them? The answer is no. But from what I've gathered, a lot of people feel that clean elections in Rhode Island already occur. In other words,